My name's Tony. I come from south of London, southeast London, from the suburbs.
And you've always been in England?
Yes.
Okay.
It's first time to America.
First time to America?
Yeah, first time outside of Europe.
Wow.
And the reason I've come is I feel very much I've been messaged to come and guided to come here.
Okay.
To see yourself, and I guess pretty much bring a message, but it's not just a message that I've come for, it's something completely different, which I think there's obviously a big reason why I'm here, and I think what will come of it I don't know. I really don't know where it's going to lead or
Sounds
anything.
interesting.
I don't know.
And so you followed my work and Paulo's work?
Of recently, yeah, because I've been researching, certainly, I mean, it started researching trying to find similar photos of stuff I've been photographing to see and there's quite a few matches. I mean, I've been plenty of what we call tic-tacs and eggs and things like this, as well as the kind of saucer shaped things. But it's not just that, a lot of it is orbs and what I guess people call orbs and more kind of really strange stuff that moves in funny ways, almost bacterial looking in the sky.
And has this gone on your whole life, or when did the UFO thing begin, or when did you realise something was...
To be honest, it all kicked off big time in about May this year.
Is that right? So it's only the last...
In terms of escalating,
okay.
things
But
have been
you
going
had
on
something as
about
a
a year.
child? Did you have weird stuff in your life? Like some people, it's not UFO stuff. It's like paranormal stuff or ghosts or.
But you know, I not that I can remember. The only thing my only memories as a child, I was, which I guess is common. But I was quite scared at going to bed for some reason.
Okay.
Quite often, the light would have to be left on for me, that kind of thing. There was certainly a cupboard in the room that I was fearful of for some reason. And the only other thing which, two other memories. One was I used to see faces. It used to come. It was weird. If I got that scared, I'd go into my mum and dad's room and I'd lie in between them.
Oh, okay. And what kind of faces or what?
Human faces, but they would all just be popping, coming in.
Okay.
Like
so
that.
it's a lifetime experience. So
but that's something. It's a very vivid memory.
Yeah. Okay.
But
was it fearful?
it's only. I was scared of it. Yeah. I
okay.
didn't understand it.
Okay.
Not saying it's. I'm not even sure it's connected with anything anyway.
Yeah.
But I suppose it's easy for me to start from a year ago, and then it's easier to work backwards even because I wasn't really aware of the previous things until certain things have been happening recently. I guess in terms of the first thing that I thought that's very strange was last. When was it now? It would have been actually August. Tell you like August. It was August last year.
2017.
2017.
Okay.
We were due to go, it was a week before we were due to go on a family holiday to a friend's villa in Spain.
Oh, okay.
And just so happened one night, I've had a habit for a long time going out for the past couple of years. I was getting drawn to go into the garden actually to take pictures of the night sky. And it was just lights and things like that, nothing that you could say, oh, that's a spacecraft or this. It was just lights that you'd think it could be, it might be, might not be.
Yeah. Okay.
But they were interesting. My wife found them interesting as well. But it was more of a, I mean, for some reason, actually I'll probably be off going back to this. There was one night I'd gone into the garden, and as soon as I stepped through we've got a stable door actually put on which leads into the garden, and as I stepped through that, literally as soon as I noticed a big orangey red, I guess a ball of light. Okay. It's probably about 3 or 4 foot wide, no more.
So it was pretty close to you, or? It
was very close. It was a roof. I live in just a semi-detached house, a standard house, 3-bed house. So I guess the roof tops are 40 foot, more or less, 40, 50 foot high. And this literally just flew straight over my house and right directly over my head.
Okay.
Silent, and it just straight line, I say 40 foot away, carried on going. I thought, that is unusual. You know, it's just, it was kind of like, yeah, I've not seen anything like that before.
Yeah.
Me being me, I just put it on the back burner and try to brush it aside.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when on holiday in Spain, the same thing happened again at my friend's accommodation. I was on the patio, and one evening I looked up and thought, it was higher, probably 100 foot above, but it was exactly the same. Went straight again, right over my head, and I thought, this is really odd. Yeah. Tried to tell the wife, she wouldn't have any. Just
was she there?
She was. Well, we had a friend stay with us as well, and a friend of my wife's, and they was in the kitchen. So by the time I come out and they're looking, and if they were looking in the right direction, they probably would have seen it, but they completely missed it. And so you kind of think, oh, there's no point going on about it. It happened, and that is it. I suppose moving on a few months to kind of December, I don't think it was that important, but there was again I'd step out because I was going out into the garden. It was always something makes me wake up at 4:15 every morning.
Exactly 4:15?
Yeah, I mean it stopped now, but it went on for a good 8 months or so.
Wow.
Getting up at 4:15 and going into the garden, a bit like a zombie kind of thing, you know,
Okay,
just getting drawn.
Yeah.
And that would have been at that time. So at this time again, I've gone into the garden. As soon as I walked out, a fireball with a 200 metre streak was travelling horizontal. It wasn't coming down an angle, or it was just dead straight, like that. Zoom past. Of course, I'm thinking meteorite, but then it kind of blinked out, which is odd. Cut a long story short, I had that experience twice since that time frame. Again in December, same month, I went out and there was a big object in the sky, and this was, I estimate to be about 40 foot wide, probably 10 foot deep. It was cylinder shaped, and
is it in the evening or night or
night time again? This was night time, and it was dark, just black, light at the front and back, and it. First of all, I thought it must be a helicopter, and this was distance-wise was about 400 foot away, I guess. Okay. The trees at the back of my garden, there's all private land there, and it was travelling again horizontal, just like that. It was making a noise, but not a helicopter noise. And then the more I focused on it, I realised it wasn't a helicopter. It was
what kind of noise can you describe it? Like?
Yeah, it was making a buzzing, like a electric pylon in the damp, like a humming.
Okay.
And that just, again, it's quite slow as well, just went past. It was that was a weird one. And then nothing really happened till February, when I pretty much had a similar craft happen again, similar cylinder thing, went across again. And then not a lot till May, I guess, or April, May, and then it all went crazy virtually every day since then. It will be quite often, it's easy for me to call them balloons, and because that's how they look and almost float, as it were. And I actually videoed on my phone. I videoed one going over my house, again over my head, and I kind of knew it wasn't a balloon. I say on tape it must be a balloon, but then the more I look at it and the way it moved, I knew it wasn't. And so what I actually sent the picture, I emailed it to a UFO UK website, and I just said, is this a balloon, can you help me? And anyway, about 11 o'clock at night I got a reply, so it was that same day, a few hours later, saying no, it's not. They virtually confirmed that it's some phenomena, as it were. So that reassured me, and then I ended up emailing this lady, getting in touch with the people that run this website, turns out she'd had abduction experiences. Apparently she's on YouTube, or been interviewed on YouTube as well, and they've been running a website called Bince Investigations.
Okay.
And they take it quite seriously. Strange thing is, again, synchronicities. I actually, because I had a lot of stuff on film by then, and I'd arranged to go and see them, and they were a good 2-hour drive for me to go to. But I'm looking for answers, and a lot of questions, not many answers. So I drive down there when the kids are at school, and very hospitable. You know, cup of tea, sandwich, made me feel very much at home. An older couple than myself, certainly very much retired anyway, but yeah, nice people. And the weird thing is, I'm still kind of trying to hang on to. I've been questioning my sanity through all of this, and even when I'm with them, and as nice as they were, and I'm thinking, well, they could be nuts for all I know. I'm thinking, what she was telling me sounded actually completely fruitcake-ish, you know, and I'm thinking, but she obviously believes it. And but a strange story was, we were just talking. She was talking about an experience where apparently she was. I shouldn't really talk about their stories, but she had an abduction in Wales on the way home from Wales. Apparently, that's how her story goes. A missing time, I think, driving home, and then apparently her husband realising they had too much fuel left in the car.
Okay.
And they'd gone too far to have that much fuel left, so it kind of didn't make sense. And that's. But she, at one point, she was just telling me a story about when she went flying in a light aircraft with I think she was a lot younger, with a boyfriend that happened to take her out in a light aircraft as an experience, and he let her hold the steering and take control of it. And at that moment, it was strange because I used to go flying in a small aircraft with my dad when I was a teenager, and. So I'm quite excited. We had something in common because I'm not really don't know what I'm talking about with at that time, with phenomena as it were, and so I'm excitedly saying to her about I used to go with my dad. It was fantastic. I said, you never believe it. We actually got lost once, and then it wasn't till later when I got home. I was thinking, do you know what? How do you get lost in an aeroplane? We was going to Birmingham. My dad's friend was a pilot. He flew, and I would have been 15 years old roughly. I don't remember the journey at all, apart from there was panic, a little bit of panic on board. The pilot and my dad, it was confusion, and all I knew was he was radioing to get to find out where they were, and they apparently the air traffic control do what they call a triangulation, and to do that you have to spiral to gain height.
Yeah.
And looking down, it was just very hilly, and turns out we were in Wales. So so he got triangulated and redirected, and I just remember my dad's friend being very embarrassed because he was an accomplished pilot, and it's unheard of apparently for him to get lost, so he was worried, more embarrassed about the amount of stick he was going to get for being found out to get lost in an aeroplane. And but it just left me a feeling of maybe something happened that day that I wasn't aware of at the time or since, and it's only recently that I've connected that to just a possibility of maybe, you know. Anyway, fast forward. I did send these people that run this website a couple of photos which they did publish. But you know what? The photos, it wasn't. I realise it's not. As much as I look at the photos and they're interesting, it doesn't really. It didn't answer anything apart from the fact, yes, there's something there, and it gave me a belief, if you like, that yes, it confirmed a confirmation, I guess. Which was because without that, I don't think I'd have probably opened my mouth to anyone about what I was visually seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's things I haven't got on camera, which are just that unbelievable. Again, during them summer months, kicking on to May time, I'd go and pick my daughter up from school. This would be after the balloon that I photographed. Oh, by the way, it went back as well, and I photographed it going back hours later. That was odd. So I got that on. I got it on my phone video anyway on that occasion. We're going to pick my daughter up from school in the afternoon. I think it was the hottest day in May when this happened. I happened to be looking up at the aeroplanes, bright clear sky, sunny, not cloud, nothing, and higher than the highest planes. You know, the long haul, really high up that leaves the trail. A light. It was white, very bright white light, just appeared, and I'm looking up at it. But I'm thinking, even then I'm looking at it, it was the only thing there. And I'm thinking, well, it could be a satellite, it could be maybe a star that's coming. And then another one appeared, and there's two. And I'm looking at them, and they, 10 minutes I'm just staring at them. And then blinks out. Seconds later, I can only describe it as like a flyby. There's two white, I'm guessing they're a craft of some description, literally flew straight past me, and it was like a red arrows display, like a
wow.
Together, and it was I couldn't even tell you. They weren't big, probably the size of a small car, I reckon, and they were both white.
And they're down low in front.
Down
of the
low, right in front of me. I mean, meters away.
Wow.
Like that. I was gobsmacked. Right. So then I started, got my phone out, and I'm videoing nothing. I mean, I've just got my phone up, and I look through it later on, and then there's there's a couple of things blinking to the. There's nothing really there, but a couple of things seem to go across, which I guess could be an insect, maybe. I mean, you know, I try to rationalise things and think it might be this instead of that, or something blinks twice on there, which I've managed to, because you can scroll your finger over and do a slow-mo, which is really quite useful.
Yeah. And
I've found that useful for me in my SLR, that I can video on that, and I can then go through the video in frame by frame and take a still shot, and that's how I get a lot of the pictures. I mean, I've probably got hundreds and hundreds of pictures now of stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, some might be, for all I know, could be one might be a bird, but there's a lot of stuff that's. Sorry, where am I? Yeah, there's so there's things that blink in and out. Anyway, the next day, again, I'm picking my daughter up, and the same object appears again. Just one of them, much lower, but still high up, and this time it's moving. It's moving across the sky, and I'm videoing it, but I'm trying to catch it on my phone, but because it's such a bright, you can't tell if you're getting it, which is really frustrating. And I'm aiming like that, and I just hope I'm getting. Anyway, luckily I get it, and this thing's going through these aeroplane vapor trails, creating a donut effect, like it's flying through and creating a vacuum. So you'll see the vapor, and you'll see a hole just like that explode, and then like a few of them. Anyway, it flies across about 10 minutes, I'm guessing, and then it's gone, it's out of sight. And then as I look back, the same, or maybe a different object, but similar, starts all over again in the same spot. It goes exactly the same way. I've seen those quite a lot, those little white lights. In fact, recently, back in, it must be August, I think. July. In July, there was again. I followed one of those from my back garden, looking at it, and it took my eye, and it travelled for quite a way, and then it stopped dead, and it blinked out. But then I'm looking where I lost sight of it, and then I noticed it kept blinking on and off, not in any rhythm, just random, just and then out. So I've got my camera and I'm videoing that. Anyway, I've got some shots of again going through the video and the shot by shot, and I wouldn't have seen it with my naked eye at all, this particular thing, but this would have been, I'm guessing, more of what you might call a silver kind of disc craft, because there's a shadow, like two shadows, round shadows that appear on film on one frame and another frame. The third frame, there's an object. I guess it looks like a tube. My instinct tells me it's more of a disc that's sitting in a gap in a cloud. the object I was watching that was blinking is here.
Yeah.
And this is in the cloud. It's above the cloud. This UFO, I'm guessing, is in the cloud on one frame. The next frame, it's gone again, and it's heading. So it's in. This thing's in it for 2 frames, but it's huge.
So what are you thinking when all this is going on? Are you?
I'm just at the time I'm just taking
UFOs
pictures and I'm.
come up?
I'm
you
quite.
Think about that?
So
are you thinking about aliens and UFOs? Could this be what it is?
Or
why?
Yeah. When I'm those things, I'm guessing aliens. I suppose by that point, I'm connecting, kind of. I'm a bit of a hard nut to wake up, as it were.
Yeah.
You know.
And are you wondering why you're seeing this, or like why is this happening to you?
Well, I wasn't sure if it was just me at the time. There were times I'm thinking, why isn't anyone else seeing it? But but I tell you what made me think it was more a personal thing was when I was getting close-up stuff happening. Again, I'd walk into the garden. Oh, again, synchronicity. This woman I spoke about, where I went to see her, who runs a website. We got to the stage where I was even talking to her on the phone, you know, because she has a completely. The thing is, they have a different take on. Her take is more kind of the typical ET abduction, and she sees the devil in it, as it were. It's not a good thing. Whereas I've not really experienced anything negative. So from that point of view, I it didn't really match with my way of thinking. But I'm still trying to find answers. So anyway, I'm on the phone. On 3 occasions where I've been on the phone to her. When I'm on the phone, something's happened as soon as I'm on the phone to her.
Wow.
And the most amazing one I saw was literally at the end of my garden. My garden must be 80 foot long, so it's a standard garden.
Yeah.
The trees behind, just above the trees, so probably a bit further back, maybe 100 foot back from where I'm standing. I'm on the phone and I'm just looking above the trees. This egg, a white egg, just appears, but it's moving at a rate of knots. Not fast that you can't physically, you can't follow it, but it just appears and it goes for about 400 yards. I'm following it with my eyes, and I'm like, wow, what the? No, I can't. I've got on my phone. I can't photo it, and I'm not prepared. It's just, and it just completely vanishes, blinks out, gone. It blinks in, blinks out, gone. I'm like, Hillary's on the phone. This woman's like, Hillary, you won't believe this. I've just had I mean, it was really that to me was a massive moment, that one, because it seemed that was up close and personal, a bit like the 2 craft that did a flyby for me. Yeah. By the way, those things that did the flyby, the 2 objects, that happened to me again, the same objects, but they were black this time.
Oh.
And they're shaped like I call them like an arrowhead, but they're kind of more, not quite a boomerang, it's a pointed shape, V-like, but kind of a V at the back, but curved V, kind of got a curve to it.
Wow.
That was a weird one, because that again, these were daytime sights, by the way, the egg, and also the flyby.
Yeah.
Also the one Sunday morning, my boy plays football for a Sunday team. He's only 12 now, but so I'm very much involved in his football, cleaning his football boots, believe it or not. I keep trying to get him to do it, but he won't have it. They're so spoiled. But anyway, I've gone out in the morning. It must be 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've just gone and try and get his boots a bit. As soon as I've walked out, I look. It's this V-shaped kind of arrowhead object zooms across, blinks in. Again, it's close. It was one object, but the strange thing was, where it was one, next thing there's 2 more. It went from 1 to being 3 of them.
Wow.
Strange, and it was like, and then like an air fighter jet, like that, and then gone, blinked out, and that absolutely. Those ones blow me away more than a lot of the pictures I get.
Yeah.
You know, because I find that quite often I hopefully my wife will back me up on this, because she pointed out to me, or she asked the questions to me. Do you get a feeling to go? And I said, well, yeah, but I can't explain it. It's not like I hear a voice that says I've got to go out. I might be sitting there one evening or during the day indoors, and I'll just grab the camera, go out, I'll take a bit of video or some pictures, and lo and behold, there's things on there flying about that I don't actually see. A lot of this is stuff I don't see as well with the eye. It's something that the camera picks up.
Okay.
That is either moving too fast for the naked eye to see.
That's pretty common that you, that pretty common where you're sort of just pick up a camera and go outside?
Yeah, and quite often it's...
And you know that's part of the, part of a pattern that people describe that.
That's been it's certainly been my pattern for me. I've had
it's pretty common.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
That's... I can't explain it. Anyhow, I mean, where's this all going? Leading, why am I here, I suppose? I've been doing a bit of research. My wife is, over the amount of stuff I've got, she's becoming a little bit more interested than she originally was, going back a year ago, or to the end of even the early part of this year.
Has she seen anything?
Well, recently, again, one of these balloon things. I called her out on a Sunday morning. She found by the way, the disc that came into the cloud and zoomed out. She finds that sequence interesting because there's a frame in there that doesn't fit in. It doesn't add up, doesn't make sense. There's and I've got another shot from last year that it seems to be, there's a frame that doesn't add up.
What do you
I'll
mean
have to
by
show
that?
you.
Okay.
It's like, it should be bright sunshine and it's not. One's dark, like black.
Okay.
You could guess as to what it could be. I don't know. You kind of get a feeling. I get a feeling. I don't want to go there in some ways because it amazes me too much. Sorry, where am I? My wife's seen something. Sorry, yes. She's seen twice now. She's seen the balloon things, and quite recently. One recently was about 3 weeks ago, on a Sunday, gone into the garden, getting lovely sunny clear day in the morning, and I saw an object there and I realised straight away that it's not anything that should normally be there. But it's stationary for a good 10 minutes. I managed to call the wife out. She actually got there in time, and this thing then starts coming towards us, slowly but surely. I've got the camera on it as well, and I must admit my arms were starting to shake a bit because I've been holding the camera so long. By the time it got to us, and it literally then again seemed to be the area at the back of my garden, and then it went off in a different direction. Again, it didn't go quick; it's quite slow and just drifted. But that's why I say it's like a balloon in the wind. But it seemed to be controlled. It came in. It was stationary for quite a while. Came in and then went off in a different direction. It's not balloon behaviour. I mean,
and so you and your wife discuss it. What kind of discussions do you have with her?
Well, we're both very busy with kids. It's a strange situation because, I mean, going back to, we've been together a long time, since we was, I mean, I'm 51 now. I was 25 when we got together.
Okay.
Started living together. Been married. I should know this. We had our 10th oh God. Yeah, we had our anniversary in May. I'll leave it at that. Anyway, she's quite a sensitive person, but she's level-headed and she's a businesswoman, works up in the city, has a very important job, earns good money, all of that sort of stuff. So she's not one that just believe in something on say-so. She'll want evidence and things. And the amount of pictures has helped with me convince her. And she certainly, there was a time she was very interested. She asked me every day, what have you seen? Have you seen anything?
Oh, okay.
So she's quite into that side now. Although she was, where we kind of drifted a bit was she couldn't understand why I needed to come to Vegas to see you guys. And there's quite a story involved with that. I again, going back to in the summer months, I'd had a dream, which when I always know because it's a real strange sensation when I wake up. It's kind of not only is it very vivid, it's so real, it's vivid, it's fresh, and it's like it just feels like real life has happened. But yeah, it can't because it's a dream, you know.
Yeah.
Well, this is where again it got strange, really strange for me because again, I'm going to sound nuts here. I woke up and I knew I just had a conversation with an owl, a bird.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know. So.
And do you know have you read about owls? I've actually got a guy on my radio show next week. He's the expert on owls.
Oh, all right.
The connection between owls and UFOs. So go ahead.
Well, anyway, I just had this and I woke up immediately after this conversation, so that's how it was a fresh thing. But it wasn't like we're chatting like that. It was all mentally.
Hey, how big is the owl?
Quite big. Quite big.
So how big?
Do you know, it's weird because it's as if it didn't seem like it was a long dream. It was I was obviously dreaming something.
Was it like
but I woke
3
up
feet high, 4 feet high, or?
Yeah, probably something. It could. You know, it's kind of that. It's almost lost on me a little bit, the height of it, but it was big. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a big owl.
Okay. And it's a telepathic conversation. Okay.
It's a telepathic conversation. Yeah. But the weird thing to me was the way I woke up. I felt euphoric. I know it sounds great. At that moment, when I woke up, it was like, wow, I knew the answer to everything. It's as if I knew everything. Like the world, the universe, everything. Oh, I've said it now. That's how I felt. I knew about reincarnation, about soul, which comes as a relief to me because I've never been a religious holy man at all. It gave me a lot of messages about the planet, and which I know has been heard many times before. We're in trouble, and I think it's critical.
And so let's go over that. So what are they showing you? Are they showing you disaster scenes or?
Well, no, they didn't show me any. Not that I can remember. Now the weird thing is when I say the synchron, and then this is where it's going to sound even madder because going back before all the UFO stuff. Going back years since I was a teenager and a kid and growing up in my 20s and 30s even, I used to have premonitions, dreams, which I always just didn't care or worry about. The thing was, I was always of disasters, always bad things would happen. The dreams.
So give me an example of something that you.
Okay, space shuttle disintegrating.
Wow. Okay.
There was always big.
How much before? The day before?
24 hours before.
24 hours before.
It always happened 24 hours. It would come true. The actual funny thing. I say it's funny. It's not funny because it's people that died. In the early days with my wife, the strange thing was I had one of these premonition dreams, and when I woke up, I'd always tell her about this because I'd always told her about his dreams, and so she's my backup.
Yeah.
But when I said, "Oh, I've had a weird old dream," she said, "Oh, so have I."
Wow.
Anyway, bear in mind, my wife was a Sunday school teacher, so.
But same type of dreams.
Well, she made me tell her. She asked me to tell her my dream first, which I did.
Yeah.
And her jaw hit the floor. She had exactly the same dream.
Wow. Same night.
Same dream, yeah. And that was the day
that was a premonition dream?
Concorde crashed.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I've had the tsunami.
Is it like 100% accurate?
I'm in the dream. I mean, the space shuttle.
So the tsunami in Thailand, you saw that one?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I mean that dream is still very vivid because I didn't. I mean, I wouldn't have said exactly where I was. I knew it was Asian because of the landscape, and where I was standing was on like a bamboo shoot kind of structure, house. You know, with that kind of. So I knew it was that area.
How many of these dreams do you think you would have had over your lifetime?
Oh, crikey! Well, the ones that really stick out. One. Been a couple of plane crashes. There's a big fire north of London. I dreamt an oil refinery. That one, the space shuttle coming down. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I think I only just.
You didn't see 9/11?
Well, I'm not sure. I wouldn't like to say I did. I did have one with a building that was people falling out of, but I wouldn't want to say.
In that time period?
Well, it would have been way before.
Okay.
Obviously, because it would have been a premonition. It wasn't the day before, no. So I can't. Okay. So whether that was associated with that, I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Because a lot of experiencers did see that.
No, I can't say.
I'll actually put you in contact with a girl.
Okay.
Who will relate to you exactly. She said it was like being on the internet 24/7.
Wow.
And she even told him, "Stop! I can't take it anymore. I can't see this kind of
stuff." Well,
these
things have stopped happening for me about 10 years ago. I had a big operation, and I had my colon removed because I had suffered with immune disorder, ulcerative colitis, which was a condition, and I'd suffered with that since I was 25, but it wasn't diagnosed till I was about 30. I got rushed to hospital, and I was very lucky to survive that at the time. But anyway, cut a long story short, they got me right on tablets, and for years and years I was on. If I had a flare up, I had to take tablets to control it, controlling medication. Eventually, that stopped working for me, and they said, "Well, we can remove the colon, and we can build an internal pouch from your small intestine." It was a big operation. I had it done privately. £30,000 on the bill, and we go back on 10 years ago, or 12 years ago. It was a big deal. It meant to be an 8-hour operation and things, and it was a big deal. I managed to get back to work afterwards for about a year, and then I had complications, and turns out what they made the well out of is disease with Crohn's after all. So I'm a Crohn's sufferer.
And you still suffer from it?
Oh yeah, there's no cure. I mean,
when you're finished, I'll tell you a story.
I've been very ill recently. In fact, this is the whole. I've been stressing so much about coming here because there's these things that have been telling me to come, and there's things that are trying to stop me from coming. And that's how I see it. And I even knew 2 months ago I was going to be unwell. I knew something was going to try and test me and stop me from coming. It's very bizarre. So my wife's been worried about me coming because my health has been pretty poor, I've got an MRI scan booked, which happens to be this week. I cancelled that to come here. I've moved it back a week. Wow. Because this is so important for me.
I appreciate you coming then. I mean.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm on antibiotics and all sorts at the moment, but so I've got a few problems. I think the body's giving up.
Have you tried to communicate with whatever you're dealing with? Because I will put you in contact with another guy who was cured of Crohn's disease.
Really? Yeah, I find it emotional really now, only because I just feel now since the dream with the owl and the thing about the soul, and I kind of realise this is a vessel that's not working very well. This soul's. I actually believe. I really now know this. It's like. I was unaware of what my mission was in life, and I've always thought I was here for a reason, and it's only recently I now know the reason was this thing that's happening to me at the moment.
What do you think your mission is?
Well, going back to the owl, sorry,
okay.
I know we're skipping about a lot.
Yeah.
Apart from the planets in danger and everything else, and all the other things about reincarnation and what have you. The sensation was I had to go and see my brother. Now my brother lives a 2.5-hour drive away. We don't see each other probably once every 18 months, 2 years, roughly.
Yeah.
Or the last time I saw him was a couple of years ago. The dream was to go and see my brother, or the feeling was to go and see my brother, and a very strong feeling.
Yeah.
And I even said to my wife, I've got to see my brother for some reason. I don't know why. And I thought, is it health reasons? Is it me or him? Maybe it's because of that. I don't know. Anyhow, I phoned him up, and he said, "Oh, it's funny." I said, he said to me, "I need to see you. I want to see you." I said, "Great." I said, "Oh, right, I need to see you." I said, we'll try and make it happen, you know. Anyway, to me it's been quite stressful because I've been desperate to go and see him. Yet I've got a family, I've got kids to go to school, I've got a wife, and I'm the home husband since my health anyway. I'm retired. I'm still employed actually. Strangely, it's a long story, but I'm not scrounging. I'll get paid a salary.
Yeah.
But it's getting the moment to go. So we went on a family holiday and whatever in August. When we got back, just as the kids were going back to the week before the kids went back to school, they went and stayed with my sister-in-law in Oxford. So they were spending a week there. Meant that week, I rang my brother, just happened he'd got that week off and he's at home.
Wow.
So I'd made arrangements. He said, come down and see me, stay the night, stay a couple of days, whatever, you know. So I did. Now, he lives in a little village called Wincanton, which is a fairly historical village, I suppose, on the way to Bristol. The A303, it's an old windy road everyone knows and hates. I love it, but it's always renowned for holiday traffic. Anyway, I go and see my brother. I'm quite excited because I want to show him all this UFO stuff. And now this is the strange thing is my brother is a complete sci-fi nut. He's into Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, you name it, anything weird and unusual like that.
Yeah.
Whereas I was never into any of that.
Yeah.
I'm completely not my thing. I like the old black and white war films and you know, Bridge Over the River Kwai, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the weird thing is, by the time we've had a cup of tea, and then I thought, I'm going to sort of wow him a bit now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to show him stuff, and it's kind of like a blank look, as if like he's looking at me like I'm nuts. He's looking at me like it could be anything. So yeah. But he's like, you know. So I kind of thought, took it on the chin. I thought, well, maybe it's not important. He needs to, you know. Yeah. Maybe that's not the reason. Anyway, we get onto the why he wanted to see me, and now this doesn't really didn't make sense. He said at the time, he said, I'd like you to try and help me I've just set up a company. Been working on it for 10 years. We've just gone live with it. He's got a partner, and we've just gone live with this company. And he's explaining they need to raise funds for this venture they've got involved in. And anyway, I'm not a scientist by any means of the imagination, stretch of the imagination. I certainly didn't think my brother was. But this company is kind of connected with space travel, or in fact taking stuff from here to space. Okay, is more to the point. And it's but the thing what amazed me most, going back about saving the planet, is it's kind of meant to be a greener way of doing it. Okay. Like a green fuel, environmentally friendly, and a lot of stuff he's written on his website is about the population of the planet. We're overpopulated. He's talking about industry getting off the planet and weird stuff like this. Yeah. And I thought that's why they sent me here. Yeah. Now how that connects in saving the planet, I don't know. I got that bit I haven't worked out. I've got ideas, but there's no point. I can surmise as much as I like, but I don't know. So that's why I'm here. Now, whether I'm not suggesting for 1 minute I've come to see you to give him money to help him with his company, but the connection, it's all about connections I've found. It might be, Grant, that you know someone that if you believe in what I'm saying to you, might be the connection with his business for some reason. Because what he's done is they've got a UK patent on something, and they've also got a world patent pending on something to do with this technology. Now, the strange thing for me, what I've read into it, what I've looked, it doesn't seem like it's wow stuff to me. It seems quite old-fashioned, antiquated stuff. I'll have to show you. I'll tell you his website. You can look into it yourself.
And where did he get the ideas? Did he say
he said he had it since a kid. He had the idea since he was a kid.
So maybe they just haven't woken him up yet.
But yeah, well, I don't think I'd ever will, because he just the look on his face when I'm. Anyway, I'm trying to. Even then, I'm trying to explain to him. Since I've had a couple of conversations about me going to Vegas, and apart from him thinking I'm nuts, he said, well, look, as long as he said, I don't care where the money comes from. See, it might not. I've got nothing to gain out of this. I'm not, and it's not whether or not he gets rich out of it or money. He wants to make money out of it, I'm sure, but it might be that he doesn't. It might be my job is to get this into someone else ends up with this, and it might help with them with their research, or I don't know. I don't know how it's going to pan out, but I feel it's important in some way of either helping. I've got ideas, but I don't. There's no point in me going into it at the moment. Something maybe I'll revisit with maybe you another time, but I just they've told me it's important. That's all. And from what I've seen with my experiences, who am I to say it's not? You know.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it, really. I'll have to give you the his website, and you can look into it. It's only literally just before I came. The website's only just gone live. They're trying to get a promo video done for what is called a Cedar website. It's like a fund capital venture thing.
Okay.
But he's had a lot of problems. The guy doing the video, he's apparently worked on, he worked on the Aliens film apparently, you know, the big hit with Sigourney Weaver. So all special effects stuff and that. My brother knows him, and he's doing a deal with him, cheap kind of promo video for his website. But the guy apparently is in hospital unwell, so that's got delayed because he's been unwell. So I feel there's things have been going against it a bit, but everything for a reason. I don't know. Maybe it's to hold that off. Maybe it shouldn't be getting the money from the Cedar site. Maybe it should be coming from something else or someone else. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've got no idea.
Yeah.
But I've got so much more to tell. But it's trying to put it into the jigsaw for you. The puzzle.
And what was your feeling about here? I mean, was that part of what you're here for, or?
Yeah, it might be Grant. That, my feeling was I was drawn to Paola and yourself. I felt because, well, funny enough, I looked at a couple of your videos and the consciousness thing, because I remember saying to my wife ages ago about consciousness, and that certainly after the out, that was the conscious thing come into it for me, the awareness, and I've always been. I know you spoke about left-sided brains and right, and I agree with that, and I think I'm just one of these people that are a certain side that tunes in. I don't know. And my brother, I think, is the more kind of. Well, my wife's probably the other side, which she's a bit of both really, but she's sensitive in a sense, but she's more nuts and bolts. I've always tried to live my life as a nuts and bolts guy when I've not been that guy. I mean, I've been a salesman all my life, doing a job, earning money that I've never really been happy doing. I always felt I was here for some other reason, not knowing why or what. Thought I was important for some reason, but then, when I had the dreams, even then, I was too busy you're working 6-7 days a week to, you know.
And you've had more than one dream, or what were some of the other dreams? Were they? I mean, are they talking to you? Are they communicating with you?
Oh well, yes. I've had dreams of again. It sounds weird because I don't say I see dead people because that sounds a bit dramatic. But my father-in-law, he passed away 6 years ago, and I was very close to him after my dad passed away. My dad died. He was only 56. He died of MS, related to MS, condition from that. That was very sad. So I was quite close to Julia's dad as well, you know, and almost a bit of a father figure. So I was very upset when he passed away as well, but he died more recently, only 6 years ago. Now, he came to me in a dream, funny, again this is, he came to me in a dream a few weeks after he died, in my living room, and again it was all telepathic though, it was strange. It's way before the ET business started. But he's talking to me, but he was telling me to let Eileen know he's fine, he's all right, you know, just let her know he's good. And which I left it a while because I'm thinking, how do I tell his wife, you know, that I saw John. I actually felt it really happened, and he wanted me to tell her, and eventually I did tell her months later, and I kind of think it helped her a little bit. But recently, in February this year, I dreamt him. He came to me again in a dream, actually. In fact, my wife was in the dream as well. It was my wife, and we went out to a restaurant, and it was as if we'd known the place for years, you know, and everyone knew us as well. We went there, and this. I've gone out. I left the table for some reason, and as I've come back, there's all of a sudden my wife's sitting down. But there's two other people sitting down with her, and her dad's standing up as well. Two people sitting down are much older than older than her dad. A woman and a guy in a grey suit, and this woman with old-fashioned hair and fairly heavily made up. And as I got to the first thing, I was just euphoric because I saw John and I missed him terribly, and I was like, and it was as if I didn't realise at that moment when I saw him that he'd actually passed on. It was kind of like, because it seems real, it's like he's still there, and I'm like, gonna go say hi, John, great to see you. And then when I noticed the woman, and the way she's looking at me, we're having a communication thing going on. Yeah. One thing she was telling me to give up smoking, but I do smoke. But it was kind of a realisation when I woke up was that when I looked at her, I realised my wife couldn't see them. It was only me that could see the people there, and there wasn't really a message as such. I just woke up in a start, really, but I didn't get a message from John, but he was there and I saw him and these two people. I explained the dream to my wife, and she said, that sounds like my dad's mum and dad, the description. The guy, he had a grey suit, skinny man. When I described it, she said it sounds like, her nan and granddad. She'd never met, they died when she was young. But and she said, it was 6 years today that my dad passed away.
Wow.
So that was quite an amazing thing. I've had other dreams this year which have been. Again, this goes back. This would be back in. I think this must be probably towards the end of last year. Now, I've got no abduction experience or real thing where I think, yeah, I've definitely been abducted as such. I had a dream last year, which was very strange to me because I was actually floating down from a UFO, and I could see. I guess it would be a window, but it was more like I was looking. It was almost like there wasn't a window as well as if I could just see them. I knew they was on a craft, and I was coming down. I was just floating down, and it would have been what you call a regular grey, and what is known as a doctor or a tall grey with a white coat. I don't know.
A tall grey?
A tall grey,
yeah.
He had like a doctor's coat. It was really bizarre. And the guy standing next to him was my dad.
Oh, and he was passed away?
He passed away 18 years ago.
Okay.
The only message I recall when I woke up, as I'm coming down, all I'm getting told is, it's okay, everything's going to be okay, you're fine, don't worry, you'll be alright, you're fine. And that was a message that was repeated to me. So what had gone on in the dream world, I don't know. Where they're trying to, and to be fair, looking back, I don't think that was my dad. I think it's something making it look like my dad for some reason. Maybe not to scare me or to keep me calm, I don't know.
Could be, but it's pretty common. I don't know if have you seen the statistics from the free survey?
No.
After I'll sort of explain some of the figures. What you're describing is kind of common.
Okay.
Where you see like dead people on the ship. That's, I don't know what the stat is, but it's pretty high. It's like 40% or something like that.
Oh wow.
Where
no, I didn't know that.
And the thing about, I knew the answer to everything in the universe.
Right.
40% of all experiencers who answered the question said,
I don't know it anymore. It just
it
lasted a day virtually. So it seems to have faded a bit, and
that's where I say, like, if you hear me lecture, I talk about that. I say if 40% of people who answered the question, and this is 4,000 people who are doing the survey, say they knew the answer to everything in the universe, that's not something you're going to make up. If you're going to tell a story, that's not something you're going to tell people, because if you're going to be, you're nuts. No, like, why would you say something like that?
Well, I guess I'm in for penny for pound. I've got nothing. It's not like I've got a career that's going to get ruined.
Yeah.
All right, people think I'm.
But I think it's more common when you see your story. You got more details than a lot of people, but you're describing things. There's really nothing. The dreams. Everybody thinks it's a dream. Have you ever had dreams of flying stuff or anything like that? Or
I think I know where you're coming from there. No, I don't think I've been in. I've had dreams where I've flown, sort of kind of without a ship as such, but no, not in a.
And there's another...
I had a dream of, again, these are and I akin them to the Premonitions because it's a similar kind of feeling.
Yeah.
The vividness of it, like it's really happened. I mean, I used to get a lot of sleep paralysis years ago.
Yeah.
I remember, I didn't know what it was happening. I was trying to wake up and my wife said I'm having nightmares, you know, that kind of thing. And it used to happen a lot when I was, happened to me. It hasn't happened for a long time. But the other two dreams I haven't made sense of yet. One was, again, this is within the last year. I suppose you'd say a UFO connected. One was, I can only describe it as, I don't think this is the case, but the dream was I guess you'd call it an alien invasion.
Okay, so describe that. People have mentioned that, so describe as much detail as you can.
Well, they were hunting me, these spaceships flying around, around here.
And you're trying to hide?
I'm trying to hide from them.
Is there anybody else
buildings?
in the dream?
There's other people in the dream, not really anyone I'm aware of.
But are they trying to hide too, or is it like a...
It's a danger for me. It's a danger for me.
And how are the other people reacting?
It's a while ago, this one. I don't think they was necessarily quite as aware of it as I was.
And are these, is this a nighttime scene or a daytime scene?
No, it's a dark scene, nighttime.
And are they actually attacking, or are they just flying around?
They're flying around, they're not shooting beams of light at people or anything like that. But I was trying to escape from something, run away from something.
Yeah.
And the other one that was connected to that dream, which I know is connected to that, was there was actually, now this sounds absolutely mad, these were, I'll describe it, I knew it wasn't just an animal, I knew it was a being of some kind, and they were scary, they were, you'd call it a bigfoot, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I know nothing about Bigfoot. To me, it was an ape, but it was a lanky, tall, 7-8 foot thing, with a reddish, brownish hair, with quite muscular, but athletic muscular.
Yeah.
So like an Olympic sprinter, elongated arm muscles.
Okay.
But very powerful, red eyes.
And what was it doing?
Oh, it would want to tear your limbs off.
It was with you?
It was tearing people's limbs off. Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
In the dream, I knew if it got me, it would have done the same. Yeah.
Okay.
I woke up before that could happen. But that I'm still really not sure about how that. I don't think that's. I don't get. I know normally you think, I should be worried, but no, it hasn't really bothered me that. I don't know. As much as it was really vivid, it doesn't really worry me. Maybe it's just the one that struck me most is this was very recent. It struck me because I've had since the owl thing this year anyway. Most
of it
has been very.
What month was the owl thing?
I think it was June or July.
Okay.
About June thing. I think June.
Okay.
Oh God, something else happened. My neighbour passed away in June actually, 2 days after my birthday.
Wow.
I was looking after him, helping out with his tablets because he lived alone. His daughter was concerned, and he's been having tests for various things. And my daughter and I have been walking his dog every day for 2 years. You see, and so nice enough old boy, get on well and that. But I've noticed he'd been getting on well for a couple of weeks, and his daughter booked all his tests in for him. Now this was the reason I'm mentioning all this because this was a really strange. I had a lot of sightings on this same day, and it made me feel really ill actually. I'd literally in the evening, I cooked he had one of his microwavable meals, but I took it I cooked it in my oven and brought it back to him, and that's would have been about 9 o'clock in the evening, 8 o'clock in. Oh, sorry. So his meal was about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening. I gave him his meal and I said, I'll check in later on, Baker, sort your tablets out with you. So I go home and then I'll come back, do his tablets. He asked me to lock up downstairs because it's very hot, we had a hot summer.